Hey everyone, RogueGold here. Welcome back to the Division 2. And today, we've got some pretty big news to go over that I think a lot of you are going to be quite excited for. So, in the past 24 to 48 hours, both inside and outside of the game, there's been some new developments, some very interesting new details coming out, and yeah, whether it's an expansion for the Division 2 development team behind the scenes, or a look at some new items that we might be getting in the game soon, there's been a lot of chatter online. So, as always, I wanted to keep you all up to date on what's going on, so we're going to dive right into this. Timestamps will be labeled in the description below for these two distinct stories, but without further ado, let's go. Alright, now let's begin online here, taking a look at some of the, like I said, big shakeups that have been going on in the past really 2 days with the Division 2's development team. That includes some promotions, some reshufflings, and some new hires. So I first just wanted to mention that even though we covered this in a video the other week, Massive did finally confirm here officially that Julian Garrity has returned to the Division franchise in his role of executive producer. This was of course announced back in 2023 alongside the announcement of the Division 3. And in this role, his main goal is going to be overseeing the entire Division franchise, right? The cohesion of all of these different projects, overseeing the components, how they fit together. And it wouldn't shock me if his return to this role is kind of the engine for some of these other things that we're going to take a look at. So the first notable one to see is from Daria, who we know as the community developer on the Division 2. She's been in that role ever since the return to content back in Season 9 in 2022. Well, she is the community developer no more. You might see in her bio here, but yesterday she posted, new role, same brand. She is now the product manager for the Division 2 at Massive. Now, I couldn't tell you 100% what a product manager does. Notably, Morten Ryberg, who I know many of you were familiar with from back in the day when he was on the game, he had the product director role. So what the difference is between a product director, product manager, again, I couldn't tell you. But it is a promotion nonetheless. Daria has risen the ranks within the Division's team. So that's big congratulations to her, and we'll see what kind of impact that has on the game moving forward. Now, that might leave some of you to question, well, if she is stepping out of the community developer role, what does that mean for us, right? Who is going to be that point of contact, that main point of contact for the game? Well, we seem to have our answer there too, because if we go on over to Kiba's page, or Carrie from Redstorm, she says, starting this week, I'm back on the Division game. It feels like coming home. If you don't know who Carrie is, she was the comm dev for the Division Heartland, again over at Redstorm Entertainment, prior to that game's cancellation. And she says here that her new role sees her being a comm dev for both the Division and For Honor. So, there you go. The Division Heartland is still getting in its last licks, and we now have Carrie as a comm dev for the Division 2. So, there we go. Again, we're going to see what the impact of this is moving forward. Hopefully things stay relatively the same, if not improve in terms of communication. But anytime we see promotions and overall dedication to the franchise from the behind-the-scenes corporate structure, that's reassuring to me. But it doesn't stop there, because posted just very recently, we also have 2 big new hires for the Division 2 over at the Bucharest support studio, which for any of you who don't know, even though Massive is the lead developer, Bucharest is the bulk of the Division 2's development team as of right now. Again, this is the reassembled team. So if we jump on over to the hiring pages here, we first have them hiring for a game director. This is obviously one of the biggest and most core roles on a game. Massive was hiring for this quite a while ago, and then that listing went down and we never heard about someone stepping into that role. I don't entirely know what happened there. I don't know if this could be a supplementary game director to that one, if that role even exists, or if they decided not to go with that one in the end. Sometimes we're just in a bit of a guessing game from the outside, but they are hiring for a game director for the Division 2. As it says right here, you will contribute to the success of Tom Clancy's The Division 2, reporting directly to the lead producer, and all of these details down here. So that itself is a pretty big deal, and if we do not currently have a game director on the Division 2, again, it's hard to say from our position, bringing someone of this role and this stature into the development structure is definitely a very reassuring sign for the Division 2, and that is bolstered by them additionally hiring for a lead game designer, again at the Bucharest team, working on Tom Clancy's The Division 2, and as part of the Division 2 team, you will be working on a successful live game, opportunity to work with some of the best teams in the industry. So there you go. Again, we don't currently know if these roles are being like replaced or if these are all brand new roles that they're bringing onto the game. Again, we've never heard about the game having a game director ever since the return to content back in Season 9. So I'm inclined to believe that this is an expansion of the team, that these are brand new roles that they're bringing on. Either way, as always, it is very good to see this level of commitment to the game, again, from that behind the scenes corporate structure that, as we know, sometimes can have some commitment issues. All right, moving on to story number 2, we now turn our attention to something within the game itself, and that is none other than the new Lexington named AR. So, I've been getting a bajillion questions about this ever since TU22.1 went live on Tuesday. People saying, have you seen the Lexington? What do you think about the Lexington? Is the Lexington real? Where do I get the Lexington? So many questions. Let's clear up everything that we know as of now. So, the place that people are finding this information is that if you go into the expertise tab within the game and you go into the AR category, you will see that there is a new named assault rifle called the Lexington. And the thing that really piqued people's interest is the fact that the image for this weapon is an lvoa-c, which obviously we have in the Division 2, but that is in a rifle capacity. And if any of you are maybe a bit newer to the franchise, the lvoa and the lightweight M4 were the two most iconic and popular assault rifles and really just overall weapons within Tom Clancy's The Division 1. And when the decision was made to make them rifles in the Division 2 instead of assault rifles, people were very bummed out. Now that was 5 years ago, so the idea that we might finally be getting a high-end, fully automatic assault rifle, lvoa-c within the Division 2, that has gotten people quite excited. And the name itself has also brought some things into question, but we'll talk about that soon. Now, let me just say right off the bat, there is no indication that we can currently acquire this within the game. These things have happened before where if a new event or some kind of upcoming content is going to release a new item, it will appear in the expertise tab prior to when we can actually go out and get it. So if you're losing sleep right now trying to figure out how to get the Lexington, again, to the best of our knowledge, you cannot currently acquire it. However, that doesn't mean that we have no details about where it might pop up. We have a few comments from Daria, either prior to her transition to the product manager, maybe she's still just giving us some communication here. But first we had a message from RogueGM who asked where do we get this weapon, and he tagged various people, myself included. And Daria ended up responding saying when the past and future collide. Now this is pretty noteworthy, and that comment in particular has a ton of replies on it with people going crazy in speculation. That being because she really seems to be playing up the name of the weapon here, which again is called the Lexington. Now again, if you didn't play the Division 1 back in the day, Lexington Event Center was one of the main missions within the Division 1, and it was arguably the most popular mission within the game. It is basically the Division 2's equivalent of Lincoln Memorial. It was a quick mission with some memorable set pieces, very easy to farm. So assuming that is what this name is in reference to, that's an interesting comment for her to make, saying when past and future collide. I've seen people speculate that they're going to bring back Lexington Event Center to the Division 2. I've seen people go so far as to say, are they going to bring back the entire Division 1 map? I would caution people from getting too ahead of themselves, alright? I would not go that far. But certainly something is up here, right? We then did get an additional comment on it from Daria where somebody asked, what's up? I found a new named AR after the update. Will it be coming soon in the next season event? And she said, all I can say for now is that it is coming this season. So, there you have it, and that is about everything that we know about the Lexington at this point in time. If I had to give my very best prediction, I would say that it will likely be part of some upcoming event, whether that is the holiday event that we know they're planning for December, whether that is some other thing before now, after that, we don't really know. But clearly this is serving as some kind of homage to the Division 1, which I'm all for. Obviously, I love the Division 1, my favorite game of all time. And if it's true that we are finally getting a high-end, fully automatic assault rifle lvoa-c in the Division 2, as trivial as that might sound, that is going to be a very big deal for the Division community, so I'm certainly really looking forward to getting more details on this. I think it's going to be quite exciting. But there you have it, my friends. That is everything that I have to go over in today's video. Again, two pretty big stories, both with what is happening behind the scenes on the game right now, as well as all of the new details that we have about this Lexington named assault rifle. Plenty of new info that I'm sure is also going to spark plenty of new theories. So, whatever you might be thinking after watching this video and taking in the news, I would love to hear about it down below. What do you think all of these development shakeups and new hires mean for the Division 2 long term? What are your thoughts about the Lexington? Where do you think we're going to get it? What kind of unique attributes do you think it might come with? As I said, whatever you've got, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. If you enjoy videos like this and you want to stay up to date on everything with the Division 2 moving forward, then I hope you will consider clicking that subscribe button if you're not already. There are plenty more videos like this on the way very soon. But that is going to do it for me today, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Out.